How's it going, everybody? Vegeta saying, what is good to all my Super Saiyan homies? Here to bring you all sorts of Dragon Ball content. If you enjoy the video, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any future content. That being said, today we're going to do Legends Roulette Part 2. So we have 6 team requests, and we're going to use the Russian Roulette app to choose 5 of them. That being said, we used the suggestions from the Twitter homies last week. So this week we went over to the Instagram homies. So thank you to everybody who participated, especially because it seemed like we got a bit more of increased engagement from the Instagram homies than we have for the past couple of weeks. So it was really nice to see you guys turn out a bit more. Yeah, that being said, let's go through the requests real quick, and then we'll head straight into the roulette video, which I already know the results. I just want to introduce you guys to the 6. Oh, and once again, just like we did last week, anybody who requested a team, rather anybody whose request made it into the video, their Instagram will be linked down below, or listed down below, rather. You can, you'll find their ats and all that stuff. So yeah, without further ado, we've got Fusion Warriors featuring Super 17. I just feel like he's the best green for the team. I was asked to do fusions, and this is the build that I personally like to do. So yeah, that's that. Next, we have hybrids. Not much to say about that other than Gohan is a menace, right? So that's all we gotta say on that. And then we're gonna look over to movies, one of my personal favorites, and one of the teams that I think is pretty underrated, because everybody here pulls their weight pretty well, I would say. Yeah, it could be argued that the blue and purple Broly look a little bit lackluster without Bardock, but I still think they put in work, but, that's just me. Moving on, we also have LOE, and last but not least, oh no, this isn't last but not least, we have Regen, and then last but not least, we have Super Saiyans. So yeah, that's that. Let's have another roulette video. I'll see you guys in a second. Alright, so I learned my lesson last time. I'm going to put my face down here this time. Excuse me, adjusting camera real quick. So let's load the chamber. Alright, let's see what happens. Let's see what we get. Alright, firing for fusion first. We do get fusion, firing for hybrids. Oh, okay, no hybrids. Alright, so, well, that was quick. Alright, so then we will be doing fusions, movies, Regen, Lineage, and Super Saiyans. Alright, word. I will see you guys in a second. So up first, we have a free-to-play Vegeta Family team, and I didn't keep this in there for any other reason than I wanted to show some stuff off, just in the sense of how much the disruption that Green 17 can actually offer, especially on a fusion team, when you're really dealing with a team that has pretty much a cover for every color. You add him there, the only color that's missing a cover is red, and then you kind of get the standing there menacing cover change you get off the blast for him, kind of that you get for Gohan. So here we're going to kind of start abusing the greens, because we've already seen we've got a bunch of them. That's the 3rd green we've gotten since he's been on the field, and we're just going to kind of go right away to see where we can catch him, see what we can start doing. So there we end up dropping the combo, going to get a vanish, and we see if we can try and catch him with one of the abundance of green cards that we have. But yeah, no, it doesn't end up being here or there, and right away we're kind of in a weird position because we've got our 2 main damage dealers already at 50% HP. So this is, it could actually turn around in this dude's favor real easy. But again, this isn't really something we should have to worry about at the end of the day, because these guys are going to do their work just fine. We're going to go right here for Super 17's ult, and this is really where the fun begins of kind of, just why I decided to keep this match in here, just because, it just kind of shows how pesky Super 17 is, like how annoying and how much of a rage quit he can really make. So right here, we get the paralysis right off the bat. He goes for the blue card. We go for the green card to counter it, and my friend just says, nope, not doing that. And that's exactly why we kept the match. Next up, we've got 2 of my favorite teams, Regen and Super Saiyans. Obviously, I'll be using Super Saiyans, and more specifically Holy Trinity, which was the team that was requested, but thankfully he didn't have a blue, so I didn't even feel a need to bring the green Broly. I will often at times do Super Saiyans, and I won't even bring Bardock. I'll bring the green Broly, purple Broly, and Gogeta, but it is what it is. So right here, we're able to start making quick work of his first life, just based on the switches that he's done. We're able to catch him in a drift, and that's going to make things a lot more comfortable. It's going to put us in a spot that we can, if need be, throw out the rush and not have to worry about this dude just eating it and sponging it away. Now there, I had tried to catch him in a sidestep, but because of the card up cost, that doesn't work out too well. Now right here, I switched to Bardock, which was just a stupid decision because I know how Boo is. I know about the lock-ins, and frustration ensues with the freaking feint, and he doesn't even need a feint. He's got type advantage. Like, thanks, game. You know, you do you, I guess, but, you know, it's just going to be super annoying. So we're going to go in for the tackle. He does get me with a very nice double vanish, catches me in a sidestep, even though, you know, I really could have gotten him at that point. Didn't think he had any other switches left. Gonna go for a green card and a strike cancel, and right here the crit buffs are gonna kick in. Had he been transformed already, honestly, I'm not even sure how much health the cell would have had left at this point. Now here is the killer. I don't have any cards left. I am gonna go for the taps, and he lives with 2k HP, and that is gonna come back to bite us in the ass later on, because almost instantly he's gonna be able to switch out. Now once again, I make the same exact mistake with Bardock, you know, letting Boo use his lock-ins as he please and just eat Bardock like a freaking, like a piece of candy. I mean, I was trying to think of a better metaphor, but I mean, it's Boo. That's his thing. So we lose Bardock early on, not even having used his ult, and my pointless aggression is being called out. He is going to rush right then and there, noticing that, you know, I'm aggressive. It is how it is. I got to be better about it. Something I've addressed at this point in my own off camera, but works out because we do guess him with the blast. You know, just going for one of the two basic cards, just ended up working out in our favor. Nothing more than luck. We try to catch him with a tap. We don't, but fortunately he doesn't have enough ki to do much of anything. And he once again catches us with the double vanish and a sidestep. This is just me being, you know, stupid, getting nervous at this point, because especially with him having 2k HP left, it's real annoying. Now we do waste a vanish right there, but it ends up working out just fine. And here, we end up wasting the ult, but we do get the vanish back, so I guess it kind of paid off. Now we do go for the strike cancel, doesn't end up working out. He's able to bring in one more time, lock up our strikes, but Broly's going to take this damage just fine, and we are able to match up our colors at this point, so things are looking, you know, pretty good. We are able to catch him with a tap there, and yeah, things are looking not so bad. We're going to pop the main, we're going to set up the ult, and I didn't think that he was going to be able to bring Piccolo back just yet, but he is able to get him back in here. It doesn't matter, though, because we are able to get the green card off and do our thing. Now, at this point, we have card draw speed. We're able to bait him with a tackle, and we're able to get some superb, just chef's kiss damage from this ult right here onto Fat Boy Boo. And all that's left is the Legends Road Piccolo. We're going to see if we can try, you know, and take care of him with Gogeta right then and there. He does manage to vanish, but he's not going to really be doing much damage. He is a support type unit. He's going to tap. He's going to just do whatever he can to stall out, and he is doing a pretty good job of it. But we are going to catch him on a long charge there, get the forfeit, and go for the win. So next we have an absolute match that is just pain, because I actually really enjoyed this match, but afterwards my boy sent me a hurry up and drain your tears so we could fight as well as a good party. So what was something that I had a really fun match was tainted by, you know, PvP messaging. So early on we're just going to kind of do a little bit of a dance, and it works out okay. We're going to start doing some early damage to Bergamo. He's going to try and switch in Jiren to get a priority, is what it is. Now, at that point, I had tried to switch. The whole goal was, you know, to switch in the Purple's Frieza and to fire it off, but he does catch us with a run forward, which, you know, good for him. Happens to the best of us. It's not something that I always fall for, but there are definitely a good amount of points where I do. Now there I had over-tapped. I was trying to gain some distance, but I actually ended up getting the vanish. Would have been much better to go for a single tap there. I really need to start practicing what D3 does, where I go for the one at first and then potentially another from there. Now here I throw out the rush, in the hopes that I was just going to take out somebody, including Toppo. I was hoping that I was going to take out his first life, but we are using LF Frieza, who does not do a lot of damage, and I knew right as the combo was going there that this just wasn't going to be enough to take out his first life, which makes things really iffy for us going forward. Had that taken out his first life, things would have been very different, because I was able to pop the main, or even able to follow up on it. I'm confident that had we popped his first life with the rush, that Toppo would have been taken care of right here, right now. You know, we're able to take care of it with the ult, but it just doesn't seem to work out too great. He's able to get himself up to a nice 50% HP and gets a PV off of using his main there. We're going to switch into the blue Frieza. I'm not necessarily sure why I went for that, and obviously you'll see that it ends up being an even worse mistake, because we're going to bring in Cooler, try and take that damage a little bit more at a time. Now at that point, I was trying to catch him with a tackle, and he has a beautifully timed green card right here, which is just going to absolutely punish Cooler at the end of the day. Tried bringing him in, and he just does nothing for this match. I was hoping, had we caught him in a tackle, we could maybe play around with lock-ins a little bit. We could play around with Cooler's ult. There were all sorts of stuff we could do, but nah, he catches us perfectly with that green card. It was such a great move, and I even just remember being like, oh, shoot, that was awesome, like in the moment, like being so upset but so impressed at the same time. We do catch him with a telekinesis here, go in for the charge, but I do end up overcharging. Doesn't really matter, we do end up catching the Vanish, but at this point, it's not really looking too great. His Ella Frieza just does not put out damage, and we really are only getting strike cards. I switched into the blue Frieza in the hopes that we could get the Vanish, but things are just getting thrown off. He gets rushed, and there's really no coming back from here at this point, because once again, Ella Frieza just does no damage whatsoever. He's a phenomenal support, but if you leave him last man standing, there's not much he can do, and I only have the guy at 3 stars, so he's not that impressive to begin with. So this, with my best unit being rushed, one of my other units, my other damage dealer, having done absolutely nothing, this match is going to really end up being chalked up to be a loss. We're going to see if we can do anything at the end of the day. We're going to go for a tap clash. We end up fumbling the bag real bad here, as D-Free would say, and it's really just over from there. He's going to pop his ult and get himself a nice little finish. Good for you, my man. GG. I may be a little salty about the message, but I still think this was a really good match, and that green card is still one of the most impressive things I've seen this season. So next up, we got a nice little God Key matchup coming for us, and we're going to see what we could do going off. I'm not quite sure why I decided to start with a tackle, because, I had been playing with Boo a lot. Actually, I do know why I decided to start with a tackle. I'd been playing with Boo a lot, and when you lead with Boo, tackling is a very safe option because he locks strikes, he seals the enemy in, so you can take a Vanish and then very easily take a priority since your enemies are locked in and they can't use a strike to capitalize on your tackle. So it's a very nice way to lead off if you're starting with Boo, and I always love seeing Kefla's. It's my favorite exchange in the game is seeing Kefla versus Boo to start. So right there we have a couple of drop combos working out in our favor. We're gonna take care of the option of the Vegeta cover change, and I'm just kind of drifting around a little bit, seeing what I can do. Gonna piss around, go for some stop clocks, steal his Dragon Balls up and down, just in the off chance that he's farmed up a little bit, which, I'm sure he has, considering the start that he had. Bringing in Cell just to take what he can, but it leaves the blue Goku wide open to do his thing. Now at this point, we're going to switch in the Fat Boo, because he is going to take this ult like it is no problem. But what's great about this is he uses his double Vanish no problem. What's kind of interesting to me is he seemed to have really prioritized taking care of Cell's first life, and I guess that's so he could feel comfortable giving it a rush. But let's say if he were to have rushed right there, he very well could have gotten something in on one of my he could have gotten it in on Fat Boo, he could have gotten it in on DKP, but he just kind of tried to chain that combo a little bit too long. Now I don't know if because I used DKP's main that had he needed to do that combo in order to gain his rush, but it ends up working out in our favor because we have just enough time to bring in Cell, we get the revival in, and yeah, things are still looking just fine for us. I'm not too worried about what's going on here. So right there, he switches in the Vegeta a little too early, and we're able to catch him, which is wonderful. We're just able to kind of start going hog wild. Now, I was kind of hoping the Blast would do a little more than they did, because this is only a 7-star Zenkai 7, and my guy is a 14-star Red Cell, but it doesn't. So we are going to throw out the rush, just because at this point I'm sitting here going, all right, you know what, somebody's got to go. We just need to get rid of somebody. And honestly, getting rid of him and his cross-arm guard is probably for the best, because while it is a somewhat easy cover change to play around, it's one of those things of like, if you're not paying attention to sub count, it'll bite you in the ass. So right here, we're able to pull off the green card and get a lovely forfeit screen from here. But as per usual, I cannot time getting the forfeit screenshot. Alrighty, I'll see you guys for one last match in a second. So ending off on a similar note to how we started, we've got Vegeta Family. We're able to catch him early on with a tackle, and really kind of just start putting in work on the purple Vegeta, as well as the Rage Trunks. Now, while we only get one strike off with Gogeta Blue, we do bring in the Zenkai Gogeta, and he's really just to start showing how much of a menace he is, because within one combo, within the first 10 timer counts, this Rage Trunks is just abysmally low in health. Now, we are able to catch Majin Vegeta with the green card, but we have nothing to follow up. It would have been much nicer had we been able to do that with Gogeta Blue, because he would have been able to at least draw on the strike, done the lock-in, would have been able to follow up. Just would have been a much better use of it. They are very similar green cards. His is just probably a little bit better. Now, we do try to catch him with the cover change here. Doesn't end up working out, but it's just fine because, he can sponge up this damage no problem. It's Green Broly at the end of the day. Even this blue card isn't going to do it too much, and then because of his unique, he's going to heal it up. Now, he does catch us in trying to catch him with a tap bait, so right there, I'm just going to switch in Gogeta, not realizing that he doesn't have too much ki left. We are going to fire off the ult right here, right now, just in the hopes of taking somebody out. And I had a feeling he would bring in the Rage Trunks, because it probably made sense to keep the purple guy around, even though he would give off death buffs to Majin Vegeta. But with the tankiness of the Zenkai 7 Green Broly, it just made the most sense. Now here he catches me with a green card. I definitely could have backdashed. I definitely could have done something. But, at this point I was just tired. I wasn't necessarily paying too much attention. But it works out just fine. Now right here we are going to switch in the red Gogeta to tank this a little bit. I know this seems like an absolutely weird choice, but I was fairly confident that had that hit the yellow Gogeta Blue, that he would have died, and we had some healing still left on the main. Now right here, we're just going to kind of keep the combo going. We do end up dropping the combo and catching him, and I go for the rush, which was a really weird choice in hindsight. But again, I was tired. I was just trying to get rid of him as much as we could, get it down to one last opponent, and he does end up guessing us, which sucks. But you know what? It's not that big of a deal. We're going to dodge and get him with the taps, so it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. So right here, we're going to switch into the Green Broly, get a PV, and really just do our thing. Throw out the blue card, and yeah, just get a beautiful little Broly win. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed Legends Roulette Volume 2. We will keep this going in the future, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.